My name's Zio, and how about that Star Resonance beta hangover? The Blue Protocol Star Resonance closed beta just wrapped up, and I've had some time to gather my thoughts. Opinions are like assholes, everyone's got one, right? Well, guess what, this asshole is about to share with you some of his. There were some things I liked, and there were a few things that I didn't. We'll start with what I enjoyed. The game looks beautiful. They definitely nailed that anime aesthetic. The cel-shaded art style might not be for everyone, but it doesn't look out of place in the world. The character customization is pretty nice. Not quite on par with PSO2's, but it's solid. You can still make some pretty nice looking characters. Another thing I liked was its class design. Yes, it does adhere to the Holy Trinity, tank, healer, DPS, but they each feel unique in their own way. You have a healer that uses an electric guitar, for crying out loud. How cool is that? You start with a basic talent tree for each class, and once you've filled that out, the real fun begins. You then get to choose between one of two specializations with their own distinct playstyle. Some specs even change the behavior of certain skills. So what you see right now is the Skyward Wind Knight, which jumps around like a Dragoon from Final Fantasy and is very distinct from the Vanguard Wind Knight. This is something I wish more games would incorporate. It feels a lot less homogenized than, say, Final Fantasy XIV, and I know that's been a huge problem with that game over the past few years. Another thing this game does really well is it rewards exploration. I think the most fun I had with this game was just running and hopping around the world and coming across this random treasure chest out of nowhere. You mean there's a random box here? Alright, bet, say less. The chests give you currencies and other items. The world is built for exploration and it definitely rewards you for that. And of course there's no shortage of elites and world bosses to hunt as well. I'm waiting for this fucker to spawn. Oh, there it is. There's the big one. It's not without its problems, though. One thing I noticed right off the rip is the controller support. Yes, it's there, and it's fine for combat, but not so much during menus. You can't use the D-pad to navigate menus. You gotta use the left analog stick, kinda like a mouse. You can't even use the right analog stick to rotate your character. It's 2025, this shit ought to be standard. 9 times out of 10, if I had to use a menu, I was better just setting down my controller and picking up my mouse. It was kinda jarring. FF14, despite its foibles, is probably the gold standard in how to implement controller support in a game of this type. The UI is also a mess. You can't even move around core elements like the chat window and your button layout. The original Blue Protocol let you do this if I remember right. It just feels like a mobile UI slapped onto the game. Yeah, it's gonna be on mobile and the game was made with phones and tablets in mind, but guess what? A lot of folks play these kinds of games with controllers. I don't know if they'll change this before launch or if they had to say "Mother may I" with the folks in China before doing that. Hopefully this is something they address in the future and it's something that I hammered them on in that survey they put out. Another thing that bothered me is there's no audible indicator for whenever a queue pops. Even WoW and FF14 have that. Like, let's say you queue up for Goblin's Nest, then you tab out for a while, you come back to the game and see you missed your queue, and then you're like, wait, what? The queue popped? And then you have to start all over again, and it might even take longer this time. Another issue I have is with the localization. You know, grammatical errors, some sentences that don't make a whole lot of sense, some things that shouldn't be there. This isn't just limited to the story either. Another thing we need is to be able to see other players' equipment. This is a standard feature for any MMO. I mean, WoW has this, FF14 has this, Phantasy Star has this. I really hope they work on this stuff. I really want this game to succeed where the original failed. I'd love to see this game go on for 5, maybe 10 years. As much as people dog other games that have been around that long, clearly they're doing something right, right? The game's slated to launch next month. The iOS store has it listed as October 15th, but we'll see. If they looked at the feedback they got and decided to push it back a while, I'd be okay with that. I don't want chewy and doughy bread that's undercooked. So, what do you guys think? Did you play this? Did you enjoy your time with it? What do you hope to see in the future with this game? You know how much I love chopping it up with you guys in the comment section and on the streams. Come on by and hang out sometime. We'd love to have ya. Anyway, that's a wrap. I hope you have a blessed day. And remember, to the notes all be true. Until next time, farewell.